And so, how about this?
How about this Minisode?
Hey, how about this Minisode?
The saga continues.
The saga continues. It really does.
What is the saga that continues? Rafiq?
The saga that continues for me is going to be the weight bet.
The weight bet. I don't believe so. You have bet yourself $300 to lose a certain amount of weight in a certain amount of time.
Yes.
If you lose, you have to donate. It's a total of $300. You have to give $100 to Donald Trump, PETA, and who was the other
Carol
one?
Baskin.
And Carol Baskin. I still don't know if it's Baskin or Baskins.
I think it's ends.
I don't care. So my brain just collapsed. I was going somewhere with this, and it's gone.
Okay.
Oh, here's what I was going to say. I don't know that we have fully fleshed out the last two times we talked about this exactly what your challenges are, because it goes your challenge right now in your life. It's not you just being a lazy bitch. It's like, how long did you drive to be here to do this stupid podcast today?
3 hours, 30 minutes.
3 hours, 30 minutes. I'm not doing that, by the way. I'm doing that if we're getting paid to do this, and God knows we're not.
Yeah.
And even then, it's like I'm factoring in, okay, my drive is X amount per hours, and my gas, and my whatever, you know.
See, here's the thing, though, Alan. When your life is empty and devoid of meaning, then you can dedicate 3 hours to just driving for our podcast.
Empty and devoid of meaning. I can't say no. That's my life too. No, that's my life too. Okay. But
so
also
it should feel familiar.
yeah, sure. I think I have more physical challenges than you, because if I sat in a car for 3.5 hours,
you would just shit blood.
That's not even a joke. That's not even a joke. If people know my chronic illnesses, you just said something not funny. And what is your daily commute to work?
My daily commute is about 2 hours each way.
Here's something. I'm going to do my best not to derail this, but God damn it, here we go. I don't know a whole lot about how you operate, which is odd, because I kind of know everything about how you operate. But like, I know that you are one of these guys that knows how to like make money work for you. Mm-hmm. And like, I have all this money, but then your job is like, you were working at the goddamn TSA for $15 an hour or whatever the fuck.
Right.
So what I don't understand about what you just said, I'm certain that this 2 hours both ways job is not your main source of how you're sustaining yourself.
Yes.
How fucking worth it can it possibly be to do this to yourself?
So here's the thing, right? That if we're just going to be very real about it, if you want to make money in America, there's like a couple different ways you can do so, but primarily all of them involve you being some kind of bastard. You just pick the particular flavor of bastard you want to be.
Right. Do you want to be Luther or like Luther's accountant?
Not even. It's more like, do you want to be like shitty businessman who Batman breaks in to beat up to find out what Luther's doing?
Oh, okay, sure. I got it. Yeah.
You know, so the real talk about it is like, yes, I do know how to manage money. I have been managing my money for a long time. Honestly, before the pandemic, I was actually preparing to retire and just be like, okay, cool, I don't have to do this at all.
Right.
But for me, I don't like sitting still.
Sure.
And, you know, I am not graced enough with enough comedy contacts that I can fill my day-to-day schedule with nothing but comedy. Like, if I was going from here to another podcast to record, you know, and then going to go do a show, you know, I would be like...
Doing the New York four clubs a night thing.
Right. I would be like, I can be content with this because I am in motion. I am doing the thing. I am enjoying it.
Right.
If I just wanted to go home and do nothing and just let my investments grow, or like do, one of the companies I run, which I've essentially just automated so I don't have to do that stuff. Because like, to make money, again, you can be a bastard in which you are essentially, just convincing people to pay you money to do things that they should probably do themselves. Or you're essentially scamming people out of money.
Right.
Or you're just kind of lucking into it.
So
like,
let's break some of this down. First of all, if there's one thing I know about Rafiq, there's no danger of you not being in motion. You are going to fill your time. And it's going to be productive. Even when it's entertainment, you are one of those people who like focuses in on the entertainment and makes it meaningful to yourself. Right?
Yeah, that's fair.
So I'm just thinking, talking to a guy who knows how investments and shit work.
Okay.
What is your investment versus reward for driving 4 hours of your life every goddamn day? And I know you're not making a mint at this job. I'm sure I'm not certain of this, and this is by no means a brag, but I'm almost positive your hourly wage is lower than mine right now.
Possibly.
Right.
I'm not
sure, and we're not going to get into the
nitty gritty.
But I'm already kind of burned out from my work from home job, and I'm kind of starting to put feelers out to see what else is out there. I'm not going to do what you're doing for the amount of money you're doing it. The effect it's having on your body, the effect it's having on your mind, the effect, I just don't see.
So part of the reason why I am doing what I am doing is because it also creates an efficient excuse to do other things that I enjoy.
Like?
For example, when I drive the 2 hours to go to work, that puts me essentially in the middle of the state.
Okay.
I can then go from there to shows and clubs to do comedy, or I can go visit friends who live over on the other side, or because the current place that I'm staying at is nice, sort of, but essentially barren, as in there's not a lot to experience as far as like entertainment.
Could you not? And I'm certainly not doing that thing of, why don't you just move? Right now, I think systemically in America right now, that why don't you just move is a stupid thing to say. Specifically right now, this moment in time, the real estate market and the way things are happening, it is not easy to move.
Yes.
So, however, everything you just said is like, yeah, but you could also just be in the middle of the state where you want to be.
But not with the advantages that I have where I'm at. And the advantages that I have where I'm at far outweigh.
Got it.
Kind of like you were talking about before we started, right? So, to bring this all back into like working out and everything like that for the weight bet, I am eating up a lot of time out of my day, where I could have more freedom to, if I had a 15-minute commute, it's like, awesome. I have just saved 3 hours, 45 minutes.
And gas money and, the toll on your back, for Christ's sake.
That's something, to consider, especially as I get older, but since I have the energy right now to do those things, But
energy. That's a weird idea. Explain to me what that's like to have energy to do things.
It's like doing cocaine without actually doing cocaine.
Okay. So what you're telling me is I should be taking cocaine.
Yeah, probably.
Got it. Okay.
But kind of like what we were talking about beforehand. Staying with family on the ranch. Right, I have access to the tools and resources that can help automate aspects of my life. I now do not have to send emails back and forth about my investments to my brother, in order to make sure that everything's, correct and square. I can literally just walk 15 feet.
Sure.
And talk to
so
them in person.
I guess roundaboutly my question is then, why not just focus on that? It sounds like, God knows I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, but it sounds like you have the tools and the ability to grow that thing, and it doesn't require 12 hours of your day, 4 of those driving.
Because growing that thing is unfulfilling.
Right. But why do I do this? Why can't I just let you be you? Why do I always feel the need? What is wrong with me? Yes, fulfillment. However, time freeing. 12 hours a day. You can find some fucking fulfillment in 12 hours a day.
Well, and yes, that is a good question, which is the reason why I too go, should I start looking for another job? Is this the most constructive use of my time?
Right.
But as of right now, essentially, the job that I commute to pays enough money and it eats up enough time out of my day that I am at technically a net zero or a net positive every month on living expenses.
Okay.
So literally, it's like, okay, I could not do this job at all, at which point in time it's going to eat some of the money out of my investments. But
could you not supplant that, is what I'm asking.
If I found another job, then yes.
But you don't feel like right now the investment, whatever that world, is going to give you the same amount.
It's not going to give me the same amount and the same...
Let's say it's 50-50. You drop 50% of your income by quitting this job.
It's not going to grow the investments by 50%.
Got it. And you wouldn't necessarily be able to create a whole new...
stream of revenue
that makes more sense.
Supplant
so this is all very much about your weight.
Yes, right?
How's your weight going?
So part of getting into it about the job and the drive and the weight and everything is I have started using the time at work more constructively as part of the weight.
Good. All right.
In which I have started engaging in something that I call 6-minute dance off.
I was really hoping you were going to use the word dick in there, and I was really curious about how that was going to work. The 6-minute dance off. I think I would pay money to watch this.
It's terrible dancing, but literally what it is I have I downloaded a random timer. And I set it to go off for 4 times between now and the end of work.
Okay.
Every time it goes off.
6 times 4, that's, help me out, 24 minutes of workout?
Right.
Okay.
Every time it goes off, no matter what I'm doing, I stop. I turn on some samba music or some random music that I like, and I will headbang or I'll fucking samba or waltz or whatever for 6 minutes.
Your neck. I've noticed your neck muscles are really starting to protrude.
For like 6 minutes. Just to make sure that I'm getting enough exercise in my day, because that is one of the consequences of driving 2 hours, each way, is because you are eating up that free time.
Sure.
Where it's like I could be working out, I could be going to the
completely
gym
sedentary, and
right. But on the flip side of that, though, is like I know myself well enough to go like, even if you did give me those 4 hours, I probably would be like, hey, I ain't going to the gym.
That's where I disagree, and that's kind of what I was saying before. I think one thing I know about you is you're a shark. You never stop moving, and I think if you gave yourself an extra X amount of hours a day, you would not be bored.
I mean, quite possibly. I do know when I was working for TSA, one of the things with that was like I was working 40 hours a week. And I still, just because the gym was like right next to where I was working, I still managed to go to the gym.
You were looking svelte.
Thank you. But, I'm trying to do that. So far, I have lost 10 pounds.
Nice. How far away is that from your goal?
So I technically have another 20 pounds to go.
Okay.
Technically 20. Technically... It's 280, so that would be what, like 20 or 14, I think would technically help hit that.
Okay.
So I've hit that point though. Lost 10 pounds. Part of the thing that I have been doing is I also started doing 2 things nutritionally to change things up.
Okay.
So I started drinking this thing called Soylent.
I'm aware of this.
So,
do you know that Soylent Green is made from people?
Yes, which is tremendously fun because the bottles that they sell them in, they have them in both like 11 ounce and 14 ounce ones.
Mm-hmm.
The one that I enjoy the most is like this mint chocolate thing, which comes in a green bottle.
Good.
So it's always great to walk into a store and ask one of the keepers there to be like, hey, the Soylent, the green one. Like,
is that made from people?
Right.
Charlton Heston said that it was made from people.
All right. Do you sell it? Like, do you sell it in like packs? Like, can I get a big pack of the Soylent greens? Like, but they're like 400 calories. They're nutritionally sound.
I considered getting some of those years ago when I was commuting at least probably about 2 hours every day. Mm-hmm. I think that's around the time they had originally released that product, and I was like looking into it.
Yeah, it's a great product if you're like an engineer or somebody who goes
use promo code. So how about this?
We got you guys. It's all one long ad. No, it is actually a useful product if it is like. If you're like me, where it's like I should not be allowed to choose my own food.
I like the idea that there's just one, like you're super in control of your life, but there's just this one like glaring blind spot.
Oh yeah, like I shouldn't, because like to me, I look at something and I go, that looks delicious. Let me eat that. And then it's like, you do know like one scoop of that thing you ate is like 2,300 calories,
right,
and you just ate 2 of those.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
It's bizarre what are even things that aren't necessarily qualified as candy, like what, you know.
Yeah, dude,
look at these, you know, whatever, protein pancakes. These might be healthy. No, they're not.
It's full of sugar or whatever the fuck. Yeah. Like, so I've restricted myself through the week, 3 of them a day. On the weekend is the only time I can choose my own food.
How's this affecting your stool?
It has become. It's actually not so bad.
Okay.
Because I will admit there is one portion where I have been cheating. Because I found out that if I want to hit it in the time frame that I'm supposed to hit it, I need to restrict myself to about 1,200 to 1,400 calories a day.
Okay.
So the cheat that I have been doing is I will drink these 3, but then, you know, you still have that craving or like in your head of like, I need something solid. Mm-hmm. So I will just eat a chunk of protein, like no vegetables, nothing else, or sometimes just vegetables, but it's like, okay, you can eat a cup of peas or a little chunk of chicken breast.
I was about to say, just
you
meat.
know,
That sounds, yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah, or like a fish.
Right. And it's like, that's all I've been doing.
Do you have to? Oh, no. Is it just bland ass white chicken meat with nothing on it?
No.
Okay.
Because I can actually cook.
Well, that's true. Because right. So what we were just saying, like if you give me a breast, I'm happy. I like chicken. Mm. I'm putting a bunch of sugary fucking barbecue sauce all over it.
Yeah, so I don't do that, but I do like spices and things like that, you know.
That's good.
But
well, that sounds good because you got your you got something solid in your gut, so you're not firing out, you know,
nothing
Soylent
but water,
doo-doos, right? And I mean, that's not. I'm no nutritionist, but I mean, chicken breast, that's not going to make you fat.
Hopefully.
So
far it's been working. I think, you know, the main thing is like whenever you change your diet, there's always that like rebound moment of like, okay,
I've been doing so good.
Right.
Now I can. I did that yesterday.
Right. You're like, I've been so good. Let me just eat one entire pack of Oreos off of every shelf in the supermarket.
That's no big deal.
Right? It's just,
I didn't eat any or other Oreos this week.
Right? Yeah.
I can drink 12 beers tonight. I didn't drink any others any other night.
It's that whole thing of like those guys who get like their 12-year chip.
Yeah.
And it's like
they celebrate with a glass of wine.
Right. And then it's like, oh, no, that glass of wine became like, we found you breaking into a winery.
Yeah.
Like,
well, all right.
So I have hopes. I have hopes that I will hit this challenge.
I think I hadn't really been thinking about it until we brought it up. I think I'm seeing the difference. I think you're looking better.
Yeah.
And, I can't wait to personally hand deliver a $300 check to...
Dude, you don't understand. Like, every time that gets brought up, like, literally, I was with the family at dinner, and, like, I was reaching to, like, grab a roll off the table, and someone was like, is that worth paying him $100?
I like how he's become, like, the devil. You didn't even say his name, just him. Is it worth giving it to him?
And it was such a weird moment because like we'd been having so much fun up until that moment, and like the moment it was brought
spoiled
up,
the whole night.
It did spoil the whole night, but it like drained so much energy out of me to just be like, oh no, like.
All right, well, I think we're all on your side, Rafiq. I'm kind of not because I'm a piece of shit, but we will tune in for another update later. Yeah. So how about this?
Hey guys, thank you so much for listening to another episode of So How About This. If you like that episode, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, or leave a review. If you really like this, tell a friend. If you hated us, tell somebody you also hate. Tell 5 people that you hate about us. Find your arch enemy and convince them to listen to our podcast because you hate us so much and you want to punish them for it. Also, don't forget to follow us on Twitter at So How About This One. That's the words So How About This followed by the number 1. If you have any questions you want answered on the show, just hit us up on Twitter and don't forget to stay tuned for new episodes.